Hey guys, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video, which is going to be a newbie book tag video. Now I thought this would be a really fun way to open my channel up and to kind of get you used to kind of what content you'll see, what I like to read, and just some general questions that I like to know as a book viewer when I watch other people on BookTube. Now I generally started my social media with book talk and book journey and social media on TikTok, so I will leave my TikTok down below so you'll be able to also see what I get up to on TikTok as well. And I started that back in 2025, and I then wanted to then progress to YouTube, and hence why we are now here to watch my first ever YouTube video. Now I'm genuinely so excited for this. I cannot believe that I'm starting a YouTube channel after wanting to start one for such a long time. I think I wanted to start YouTube like a couple of years ago, but I was really new to reading and I didn't really know then kind of where I wanted to go with social media, and I wasn't very comfortable with social media. As I grew more into my TikTok channel, I definitely feel like now this is the next step to progress and have a YouTube channel. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into this. So I do have a couple of questions that I've got on my phone, so I'm just going to go through them and I'm going to answer them as truthfully and honest as you like. If you do have any questions that you would like to ask me, please put them in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all of that, because I love people who engage. I love talking to you all. It's one of my favorite things to do. So if you have any questions or any video suggestions that you would like to see on this channel, please just pop them in the comments below. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? So I started Read Between Shelves because I really like talking about books. I'm very chatty. I like to give really good book recommendations. I like to interact with people as well and talk about books. It's one of my many things that I really am passionate about in my life. Books for me has become my whole entire life. I love it really dearly, to the point that I can read so many books. And I feel like as well, for someone who's very picky with their 5 stars, I feel like this would also give me a really good chance and kind of opportunity to be able to discuss that with you guys on why I'm very picky with my 5 stars. The next reason I wanted to start a YouTube channel was because although on TikTok you can create like little shorts and you can discuss, I really like to film longer vlogs. I want to film longer book challenges. I really want to connect with all of you guys on YouTube as well who do watch my TikTok, and I just want to make longer videos, and that was kind of one of the many reasons I also wanted to start a YouTube channel for this. The third reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel was because I love being creative. It is a hobby of mine, and I love really showing aspects of my life when it comes to reading, but also like my daily life. So kind of moving on to like the next question of what to expect, I do like to chat a lot about the books and to do kind of reading challenges. I love doing a 24-hour reading challenge. I like doing, you know, reading on my Kindle for a week challenges. I like to see how many pages I read. I like to see how many hours I read in a week, especially when my life gets so busy, and I'd like to kind of show that with you all as well. Kind of someone who works a full-time job but also loves reading, so I would love to show you kind of what that looks like in my life. The second question is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm just really excited to engage with you all and interact with you all and put videos out there that I really want to film and show you guys and kind of show my life and things like that, and what I kind of get up to as a full-time girly who is also kind of like a bookish creator as well, not only on TikTok but also starting on YouTube as well. And I love to talk about books, so that was one of the many reasons why I'm really excited to start this channel, is just to talk about books and to kind of just gain that, you know, that confidence again to, you know, go to the next level. So I'm really excited to see kind of where this channel can go. And the third question is, why do you love reading? I love reading as kind of an escape. When I'm really busy or I'm really stressed or I just need some chill out time, reading is my go-to thing, and I absolutely love reading. It kind of lets me shut off the world and I kind of get to immerse myself in another character's journey, which is what I really like. I like seeing kind of relationships in books flourish and grow from, you know, whether they were enemies to lovers, or whether they were friends to lovers, or whether they were like, you know, friendships. I just love seeing what everybody else's life is like, especially like, you know, in the Magnolia Park series. I really liked seeing, you know, how people in London lived, you know, when they've got, you know, money and things like that, and how they live their life. And, you know, I really enjoyed watching the aspect of society and things like that. So that's probably one of the many reasons why I enjoy reading. And I also love reading because I can read in various different ways. Audiobooks, I can read physical, and I can read on my Kindle, and I feel like that gives me a massive opportunity to be able to drive and read, which are two of the things that I really do enjoy. I also really just love the idea of connecting with very different characters that I would never ever meet in real life, which is really nice as well. The next book question I've got is, what book or series got you into reading? Now, the first ever book that I probably read was a Sadie Kincaid series, and it was a mafia book. And I used to really enjoy, you know, when you were on Wattpad back in the days, Wattpad was the thing, and there was like mafia romances and cute little romances. So I started my reading journey back in 2022. 2021, 2022 was kind of when I started, and I started with kind of Sadie Kincaid's mafia books, and I also read a lot of Colin Hoover books. I read It Ends With Us, Without Merit, what else? I read Verity, obviously. I read Reminders of Him, Ugly Love. They were kind of the also books that I got in with reading. That was like the first ones. But then for fantasy, I actually started with ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas, as you can see here. So I started with ACOTAR for fantasy, and it kind of just built on from there, really. What are your booktube goals? Now, my booktube goals is just to create content and just to enjoy every minute of having this channel. I would like to maybe hit like 1k subscribers by the end of the year. That would be a really good goal for me. Obviously, you know, goals change as the time goes on, but I would really like to hit between 500 and 1,000 kind of subscribers by the end of this year. That's one of the goals. My next goal within booktube would probably just be, you know, being unique, being bubbly, being my own personality on here, bringing my personality and my love for reading onto this channel so that I can, you know, get other people to enjoy some books, or, you know, like have a section where we can all talk about our favorite book recommendations and our reading wrap-ups. But also I want to do it as, you know, I work full-time, so I may not read as many as someone who does content creating as a job and has like a booktube account. You know, I want to show the reality of, yes, I enjoy reading, but like I work, so I can't always read and things like that. So I want to be able to show that through my account, that although I work full-time and I love reading, that reading isn't a goal. You don't have to read 300 books a year or anything like that. Like, take it at your own pace. The next question obviously is, when did you start reading? I did answer this in a couple of questions ago, but I started reading back in 2021, 2022, and obviously I first started then, and my collection has grown. This is only literally 2 of the bookshelves in my library room. I also have 2 more over that side. Then the last question is, what are some fun, unique things you can bring to booktube? Now, I'm quite funny. I feel like I have a lot of banter. I also feel that like I do loads and loads of challenges as well. Like, I know there are quite a few challenges out there, so I do like to, you know, have fun little challenges where I read for 24 hours, or I read certain genres or something like that. Like, I do quite like that idea. I also, which makes me unique, is probably the fact that I am, you know, I read very, very brassic genres. I go from one extreme to the other. So I go from, you know, cute fluffy romance to extremely dark romance very quickly. I also, you know, I read mystery thrillers, I read historical fiction, I read fantasy, I read romance, dark romance, you know, so I read a variety of genres. So I feel like that means that all of my videos are not going to be contained to a specific thing. I can tailor it so far out. And I also think as well, I don't always just go off popular kind of books. I also try and find books that maybe people have never heard of. So I feel like that makes me progress in the sense I can bring new authors to the table, indie authors, but also published authors, which is very nice. But they are kind of all of the questions that I have got today. If you do have any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And I do also want to talk a little bit about uploads as well. So I want to be uploading for the first kind of so many months while I get used to having both TikTok and YouTube. I will be posting once a week, and my post weekdays are on a Sunday, and it will be anywhere between kind of 4 and 6 p.m. that I'll upload. So between 4 and 6 p.m. on a Sunday will be when the timings upload, and it'll be 1 video a week, and then I'm hoping to kind of progress to 2 videos a week once I kind of can balance the TikTok, YouTube and my full-time job. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you check out my TikTok account if you're interested. I'll leave everything in the description below. But thank you for watching. Bye.